Hello world, my name is Ihor and today I've got this little patch here that I really wanted to share with you because I always get carried away with it and it also sounds really good. Mainly because of these two modules here, the Osiris, this is a Wavetable synthesizer from Minimal Modular, and the Ghost, this is a multi-effects unit packed with a ton of different features from Endorphins in collaboration with Huang. Quick disclaimer though, I got this module for free from Endorphins. They were kind enough to send it to me to try it out and have fun with it, but they have no say on what I'm gonna cover in my videos about it. Also, this video is not in-depth tutorial or deep dive into the Ghost, it's rather focused on this patch only. Yeah, let's get started and I'm gonna break down the patch for you real quick because it's quite straightforward and super simple. Everything starts here with Osiris. This is a wavetable synthesizer, and the thing is that I was never into the wavetable synthesis for some reason, but then after watching one of Jeremy's videos from Redmin's recording where he actually used Maestro, Osiris and some attenuators, that just blew my mind completely and I got all of these modules basically. And yeah, what we have here is the volt per octave or pitch coming from MIDI module and essentially coming from track 8 from the Syntakt, and then trigger also coming from the Syntakt. So on track 8 I have a couple of notes, but it's going to be kind of long playing, like long notes and stuff like that. And then output from the Osiris goes into the Ghost, the audio goes into the Ghost, and from the Ghost the stereo output already goes into the output of palette case and eventually into the Syntakt over here and mixed in with an external mixer feature. When it comes to triggering and stuff like that, we have clock coming from the Syntakt into the MIDI module and it gets multiplied into Ghost and Steppy and Maestro. And then from Maestro, I have 4 tracks patched into the Lapsus Os, which is attenuator. So we're gonna slowly introduce some modulations into the Osiris. And also I have 1 track over here patched from Steppy into the Ghost to trigger the sidechain compression envelope, or basically ducking. And then there is Oct here, but it's not patched yet anywhere, but it's always great to have some LFOs going. And with this in mind, I think we can start our demo. So right now Ghost is kind of bypassed, all the parameters I believe set to 0 and stuff like that. Let me get some volume going. So right now we hear the Osiris, just tone from Osiris. And then if we navigate through the X-axis, we get like wavetable thing, right, going. Nice. The Y-axis switches in between like 32 different wavetables, and then we can navigate through them as well. It is super cool that Osiris is quantized. And the pitch, you don't have to super like carefully tune it. It's quantized to the pitch values. You can use it unquantized as well, but that's awesome. And it also has the sub oscillator, but we are not going to use it today, but you can select different forms and stuff like that. Then there is a timbre. This one kind of affects the wave in different ways. For example, if we go into timbre mode here, the first one, it's detuning. Then with this knob we can control the amount. Or for example, this is like phase swipe or something like that. Then there is some kind of distortion or folding or whatever it is. And some like even FM modulation, which can get quite nasty. Osiris also features the internal VCA envelope. But for today, I use decay at maximum, which means that there is no decay basically. The sound is going to be constant forever. But we can do that as well and then trigger it. So there is an envelope inside, which is pretty cool. And then there is fidelity. This one adds distortion and lo-fi effect, some noise and stuff. Can get quite destroyed actually. Cool. Let's start modulating it because that's fun. So I'm gonna grab first output from Lapsus, which comes from the Maestro, and there is like some kind of rhythmic LFO going. And I'm gonna patch it into the Wave X. Yeah, let's bring it back here. So right now we can already hear something changing because lapses kind of passes through a little bit of voltage, even though if it's on the 0 position. But that's all right, I actually like it. And now if I increase this attenuator, it's gonna land into different parts of the wavetable. So basically navigating through the x-axis here, right? The second channel of Maestro is generating random values over here on the second channel. Oh, come on. Second channel over here. Every fourth note, it generates a random value, basically. This one is gonna go into wave Y, which is every fourth note is gonna change the wavetable randomly, depending on how much we introduce it here right now. So I'm gonna just put it a little bit. So it's already going. And by the way, we are at 168 today. Yeah, it's a drum and bass territory, but lower your expectations. I'm not drum and bass producer, but I shall try, right? So the third one is going into the timbre amount. And on the third one, I have quite a long LFO going, like up ramp going. And if we introduce this one, it's gonna increase the amount of the timbre depending on which mode of timbre is selected over here. But we can also modulate the timbre mode, right? So I'm gonna grab the fourth output and put it into the timbre mode. This one also generates random values here. And then we can get quite nasty with this one. So if we go down, sometimes this mode is gonna go into detune and sometimes into the filter swipe and stuff like that, so it's gonna sound cool. Maybe like that. So yeah, basically fourth channel defines the mode and the third channel defines the amount of the LFO we applied. Now we go to the Ghost. So Ghost is an amazing module. It features quite a lot, and in this video I'm not gonna cover the whole thing, but basically there is a filter with resonance, high pass and low pass. But we can use it later. Let's add some compressor, a bit of distortion, or maybe not a bit. And then we can add some reverb, which is gonna make our sound stereo and it's gonna kind of make it wide. And also I have the stereo delay here, which is gonna help us also with the stereo filter. And then we can use filter and stuff like that. But also it features the sidechain compression or ducking effect. And we just simply need to unmute track number 1, which has these two triggers over here on the steppy. And as you can see, it sends these triggers over here, but we have to introduce the depth of this envelope, or amount of this envelope actually, not the depth. So, and now if I put like a kick drum, sounds super good. Now, however, I have the sub bass going here, but it's definitely gonna clash with some tones coming from the Osiris, right? That's where Ghost can help us as well, because it has the filter on the input, so we can roll out some lows out of the incoming signal, basically with the high pass filter, leaving only like high end going, and we can increase distortion because there is less low end going into it. And now we have this, and if I add some bass line, nice. resonance. Longer reverb, a bit more delay. Let's also add some pitch variation for our lead line. And that's where I get carried away, because like simply changing these parameters here can bring you into completely different territory. Wow. Let's go even more into some madness. What do you think about it? I kinda like it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But wait for it. Let's switch into the techno mode. So what do we have here? Yeah. It's gonna slow down now. And here I would like to introduce 4 on the floor, obviously. So I have like pattern 9 over here. It's pretty much the same as pattern 1, but at 132 tempo and with the 4 on the floor kick drum, but the rest is exactly the same. There is a ton of different ways to play with all this, but yeah. Since we are at techno, we can go into the detuned territory, right? Or maybe mute sidechain compression. Let's modulate the filter slowly. change the routing of the effects over here. There is also another filter here, which is quite crazy. So I can access it like that. Okay, let's bring back. Ooh. I really like this idea of like randomly modulating the timbre mode. Not the amount, but mode, yes. Let's bring it back to some normality. Yes. Maybe let's bring the filter back and change the routing again. I think this one, the last one, puts the distortion at the latest stage. Let's add some lo-fi. We can do pretty much anything on the Osiris because our subline is over here. It's clean and it's not gonna be affected by any effects. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I hope you've learned something new for yourself that you can apply to your own music production workflow. If you consider to support me, there is a Patreon, check the link in the description, and become my Patreon if you will. Also, you can use affiliate links, I put them in the description to every video. There is not going to be any extra cost for you if you purchase with these affiliate links, but there is a little bit of commission that helps me run this channel. Also, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit this bell button. Yo! Are you dancing there? This is exactly how you get carried away. Anyways, if you would like to check other patch from scratch videos, you can check either this one or that one. I really appreciate you, and until the next time, have fun.